Straight ahead on News 3, an area football team getting back on the field after helping their neighbors clean up from devastating flooding.
Ahead of the NFL season opener this weekend, some changes this year to get into Lambeau Field.
And later, week 4 of the high school football season. Your Prep Mania highlights straight ahead.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. While the rain has stopped for the time being, flooding remains a major concern for many communities across the state.
In Madison, Mayor Paul Soglin says flooding and high lake levels could be an ongoing problem through the spring of next year. In a press conference today, the mayor said area lakes are still several inches above the 100-year flood level and could remain that way for weeks. If you have sandbags protecting your property, keep them in place. When the time comes, the city will have a curbside pickup plan in place.
Effective as of this afternoon, the city of Madison has closed the boat launches at 3 separate locations: Old Brick Park, Law Park, and Olin Park. The launches will remain closed until further notice. Free overnight parking in Madison city-owned garages has been extended through next Friday. While flood emergency parking is in effect, there's no fee to park in cashiered sections of the garages from 9 p.m. until 7 a.m. Vehicles parked before or after that time will be charged the hourly rate.
This weekend's Ironman swim event is slated to go on as scheduled. The water has been tested. However, water conditions can vary from place to place. In the opening ceremony tonight, the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation gave more than $8,000 to the Madison Police Department. The funds will go to new equipment for the Special Events Division, and they say they're grateful.
We're glad to have people like Ironman here year in and year out, not only for the partnership that they have bred within our community, but obviously this has a huge economic impact on our community, and so we want to stay good partners, and we're grateful that every year they come and ask, what can we do for the community?
Race organizers say due to the flooding, they had to make modifications to the first and last 3 miles of the bike course. The race is this Sunday. The city of Reedsburg has been hit heavily by flooding in the last week.
But tonight the town is coming together to support their team, and News 3's Adam Duxter joins us live from Reedsburg High School with how players from the football team have been really making a difference. Adam?
Well, tonight the Reedsburg Beavers beat the Sauk Prairie Eagles by a score of 9-7, but the real story is what happened before this game even started.
For the city of Reedsburg, this has been no ordinary week. Flooding taking over the city and delaying the beginning of the school year.
It's been an interesting week, a challenging week in a lot of ways.
And with school being canceled, the Reedsburg football team hasn't been able to practice as usual.
There were a day or two where we couldn't practice just because of what was going on.
But instead of being on the practice field, the team has been in the community. High school players helping to load sandbags and take care of people who couldn't leave their homes.
Coach put out a message, and sometimes the players would even come before that. They had a sand out in the parking lot at the high school, so I think we had fun doing that, doing sandbagging, hauling it to people that need it, and just helping out the community.
Coach knows it's a lesson that goes beyond the field.
You know, they understand that this type of situation, family comes before anything else.
On Friday, the city of Reedsburg coming together to support the players who have been supporting them. The timing, perfect.
I think it's perfectly timed. You know, our community really needed something like this. It's a great opportunity for, you know, some folks to just take a break from what they've been going through these last couple of weeks.
Both head coach Brian Pottinger and Superintendent Tom Benson saying tonight they are so proud of their players, and that goes far beyond what they did on the field in their victory tonight. They know they've got a special group of guys they can be proud of.
Absolutely no doubt about it. Adam Duxter reporting live tonight in Reedsburg. Adam, thank you.
Governor Walker was also in Reedsburg today surveying flood damage. He says the state is taking the next steps to get federal aid. The latest statewide damage estimates are $208 million, which includes $98 million to personal property. He says the state damages are getting closer to a federal declaration, and he is urging residents to report their damages. The Baraboo River crested in Baraboo at noon today. This was earlier today when water was flowing through the city. If you are traveling this weekend, expect problems on the interstate. The Department of Transportation says lane closures are expected over the weekend on Interstate 3990, 9094, and 39 in Dane and Columbia counties as water levels gradually rise in the area.
And no surprise, experts say the mosquito population is abnormally large for this year, 10 to 50 times more than normally found in September. Experts at the UW say following all that rain, certain breeds known as floodwater mosquitoes flourished. Experts say these kinds of mosquitoes respond to both DEET and non-DEET repellents. Even with the mosquitoes this weekend looking pretty nice, more importantly, dry. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield in the Weather Center. Dave?
Well, Eric, we've seen the clouds on the decreasing side over the past couple of hours. Still mostly cloudy skies in downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam, but those clouds not producing any rain, which is the good news, and they won't be for quite some time. 58 degrees right now in Madison, northeast wind at 7 miles per hour. Doppler track showing that rain well to the south of southern Wisconsin, so that's going to remain dry, at least for the next week. Temperatures are in the upper 50s and low 60s, some of us encroaching on the 40s like Black River Falls. Wind speeds out of the north and east, they're calming down, but still about 8 to 15 miles per hour possible overnight. Your day planner for tomorrow starting off in the low to mid 50s. Some sun, some clouds. Highs will make it into the lower 70s. We'll talk about a warming trend into next week in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dave. Dave, thank you. Police say they have a suspect in custody connected to yesterday's shooting on Madison's west side at the Crossings apartment complex at Elver Park. Police tell us the suspect and victim got into an argument which led to that shooting. Officials are not releasing the name of the suspect at this time. It's being investigated as an attempted homicide. The victim, 19 years old, was shot in the leg, suffered a non-life-threatening injury. Some shocking video released today from northeastern Wisconsin.
State Patrol dash cam video captured a crash along Interstate 41 in Kaukauna Tuesday night. According to a release, a trooper stopped a Toyota Corolla for a defective headlight. Moments after, the trooper returned to his cruiser. A southbound car crossed the fog line, just missed the trooper's vehicle and hit the Toyota. The driver of that Toyota was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the Pontiac was not seriously injured but faces several charges. More than 1,000 dogs and roosters have been rescued from a property in western Wisconsin. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says the roughly 1,300 animals were living in deplorable conditions in the town of Gilman. Authorities say they also found paraphernalia used in organized dog and cockfighting on the property.
The Henry Vilas Zoo says it's planning to bring a new mystery animal to the zoo, and they're asking the community to help. The zoo's donation website says it is asking the community to help meet a $30,000 goal so the animal can come in time for the holidays. To keep it a little fun, the zoo said it will be providing weekly hints to identify that animal. As we enter the NFL season, here's something to remember for Packers fans. The NFL is doing something new this year with tickets, and Lambeau Field is following suit. This year, you'll only be able to present the actual ticket or a mobile ticket to get into the game, meaning paper printout tickets are now a thing of the past.
When you get that mobile ticket on your smartphone, that is your ticket for the game. You do not print something. In the past, sometimes we'd see the printed home tickets get photocopied, and then those would become counterfeit tickets. So the mobile ticket change this year is something that we're very pleased about.
Green Bay police say they hope this new effort will cut down on the amount of fraudulent tickets they see.
And speaking of Lambeau, preparations are underway as we speak, getting ready for the kickoff of the regular season this Sunday. A stage in the parking lot is going up where the Steve Miller Band will perform tomorrow. And for the second year now, the Johnsonville Tailgate Village will also open ahead of the concert to serve food and drinks. Still ahead tonight at 10, our much-needed dry streak of weather continues. Dave Caulfield will have the latest weekend forecast when we come back.
And Friday night, just beginning, it's week 4 of the high school football season. Here's Three's Kevin Lewis with all your Prep Mania highlights just moments away in sports. All right, we're getting dry out there finally, and it is, though, a bit cool out there tonight, Dave Caulfield.
Yeah, it's a little bit brisk, Eric. I would say so, especially with that breeze when it kicks up out of the northeast. You're thinking, well, it may feel a little bit more like fall than it definitely has over the past couple of weeks. Visible cloud track showing the clouds around for much of the day, and they helped keep temperatures cool, that's for sure. But those clouds not in relation to Gordon. I think they're still close to that front, which has only moved a little bit to the south and east over the last couple of days or so, and the rain is sticking put right where that front is. So we don't have to worry about the rain going forward, but maybe still a few clouds will be around, especially over the next couple of days for this weekend. As far as September precipitation, every day to start the month except for today, we've had at least a trace of rain, already up to about 3 inches of rain. And remember, the average for the entire month is just over 3 inches of rain, but every storm runs out of rain. That is for sure. Now, today through the 16th, dry weather is expected, so that could get up there with the longest dry stretches of 2018 so far. It's March 14th to the 25th, 12 straight days of dry weather. Tongue twisters at 10 p.m. Downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam looking at mostly cloudy skies, but the clouds are on the decrease. 58 degrees right now, northeast wind at 7 miles per hour. The almanac for today definitely below normal for this time of year. 67, normal is 75, so about 10 degrees below average. Temperatures are a little bit on the cool side outside. We're at 60 in Boscobel, 58 in Madison, 57 in the Dells. Dew Point still very comfortable air. That type of air is going to stick around throughout this weekend and into next week. Wind speeds have died down a little bit, but still a little bit gusty at times out of the north and east at 8 to 15 miles per hour. Wiener and Kraut Fest still goes for this weekend, so temperatures will be in the low 70s. Breezy still over the next couple of days, but still very pleasant. And for the Ironman Triathlon on Sunday, temperatures starting off in the low 50s. We should reach highs in the low 70s with low humidity. Tonight, low 50s, cloudy to start, but then we're starting to get into the overnight hours, and those clouds will start to be on the decrease. Tomorrow, variably cloudy and breezy with highs in the low 70s. Future track showing pretty quiet conditions, a few clouds here and there, highs in the low 70s tomorrow. We could dip into the 40s for the first time in over 3 months on Sunday morning. For the Badgers forecast versus the Lobos, I think we will be in good shape weather-wise. Temperatures in the 60s. And then by the 5th quarter, we'll hit 70 degrees, a little bit breezy still under variably cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast showing lots of dry weather in store. Temperatures gaining through the 70s into the low 80s by the time we get into the middle of next week. Lots of sunshine. We have to wait until next Monday for our next chance for showers and thunderstorms. You know what time it is. It's Prep Mania time.
Indeed, it is Prep Mania time. We're almost halfway through the season, believe it or not. It is week 4 and still a few undefeated teams hanging around. That includes Wanakee hosting rival DeForest for our Prep Mania game of the week. Starting off, Wanakee 7-0. DeForest has the ball here. Evan Armstrong taking the handoff for a 12-yard touchdown, tied up at 7 apiece. Same score here. Warriors have the ball now. Jarrett Wolf calling his own number, the QB keeper here for the touchdown. They take the lead 14-7. Fast forward now quite a bit to the 4th quarter. DeForest ball. Armstrong fumbles, losing it, and Wanakee recovering the ball. That will lead up to this play. We'll call it the run of the night, perhaps, courtesy of Will Ross. He runs through 3 defenders here to get the ball inside the 10-yard line and then finishes the drive and the game. 31-7 the final score. Warriors winning, and Jay Wilson with an elated head coach Pat Rice after the game.
Wanakee rolls to another win, and Pat Rice leads them to that win. And Pat, rivalry game, I guess we start by giving DeForest a lot of credit.
Absolutely. They played their tails off. I thought their kids did a great job. They did a number of things that were kind of unscouted a little bit, and kept us on our heels, quite frankly, in that first half. So, but we kind of fully expected that. That's been the tradition, is just a tighter game, and we're pretty familiar with each other. The kids, know each other. So it was a typical rivalry game. I was really proud of how our kids hung in there and just played the next snap. And, we had some adversity, obviously, in the first half, but, we made enough plays to stay in the game.
You had so many great players that graduated and moved on, but this team looks like they have the capabilities of doing a lot of great things.
Yeah,
too.
they're scrappers. That's what I like about them. They're kind of no names. 10 new starters on D and 8 or 9, whatever on offense. But they love football and they love the process. They like practicing and they keep getting better. And we honestly wondered, hey, what's it going to look like when we face some adversity? When we face some situations that we did tonight, and I thought they responded well. Obviously, DeForest is a good team, but I think our kids, the way they responded, showed me a lot about them. They didn't flinch, so it was awesome.
Another big win for Wanakee over DeForest tonight.
All right, thanks so much, Jay. 2-1 Verona at 1-2 Madison West tonight. First quarter action, Verona's Adam Bex hitting up Shea Watson. He shuts a tackler, 19-yard touchdown, 6-0 Wildcats. Second quarter, Bex with the ball again. This time he dials up Hacken Anderson. 40 yards down to the 1. Anderson would punch it in from a yard out, so 14-0 Verona. Anderson with the ball again. This time he would be from 5 yards out rather. Got to give him the extra yard there. Verona winning 35-zip. Janesville Craig coming into the night undefeated, hosting one-loss Sun Prairie. First quarter action here, Richie Gillies throwing to Ethan Ackley at the 15-yard line. He gets the second touchdown of the night for the Cardinals, 14-0. Still in the first quarter, Gillies airing it out again, this time to Cooper Nelson. He makes the catch there, running it in for another Sun Prairie touchdown, 21-0 at this point. Now we fast forward a bit to the end of the second quarter. Watch this long pass here. Gillies again. A big one to Nelson for the catch there. He runs it in for another touchdown for Sun Prairie. They dominate over Janesville Craig tonight, 49-0. Middleton hosting undefeated Madison Memorial tonight. Story of the first half was points off of turnovers. Towards the end of the first quarter here, Middleton quarterback Bryce Carey's pass intercepted by Memorial's Trevon Harper there. He would return it to about the midfield area, and that set up a field goal and a 3-0 lead. Now, late in the half, Middleton leads 7-3. A Memorial fumble, putting them in scoring position, and Cardinal running back Callian Buckner scrambling in the end zone there to give Middleton a 14-3 lead going into halftime. Memorial starting the ball in the second half. Jason Sanidi avoiding the sack there, turning it into a 45-yard touchdown all by himself there. Spartans were down in the final seconds. They scored on a Hail Mary as time expired tonight, and Memorial staying perfect at 31-27, the final. Some other scores tonight, Janesville Parker getting shut out by Madison La Follette. They moved to 3-1. Portage losing to Baraboo 34-8. Mount Horeb Barneveld beats Beaver Dam 56-28. Monona Grove staying perfect as well. They shut out Madison Edgewood 36-zip. Stone also they stay 4-0, beating Milton 26-14. And Watertown, big win over the Cheesemakers tonight. Other scores, Oregon winning over Fort Atkinson. Reedsburg beats Sauk Prairie 9-7. Edgerton wins 41-8 over Clinton. And East losing to Beloit Memorial 37-13. In the Rock Valley Conference, 2 3-0 teams facing each other tonight. That means one would have to go home undefeated no more. McFarland hosting East Troy on a very picturesque evening tonight. In the first quarter, Derek Schwarting, he would throw a nice long one to Jonah Hewitt, coming back to tie the game at 7 apiece. Then in the second quarter, Xavier Schreiber catching the ball at the 5-yard line, running it in for another touchdown, 14-7 McFarland. East Troy trying to make a comeback, though. Quarterback Jake Dessert runs past the defense for a touchdown to tie it up at 20 apiece. But McFarland coming up on top to stay undefeated, 48-27. Speaking of stunning evenings, check out this sunset in Cambridge tonight. So beautiful as the undefeated Blue Jays hosting 1-2 Wisconsin Dells. First quarter action here, Denver Evans, the short pass to Rudy Hammond. Rudy getting some good blocks here, weaving his way in and out to the end zone for the 27-yard play, 14-0 Cambridge. Still in the first, nice block there from Camden Egan to protect the quarterback. Dials up a wide-open Bailey first at 35-0 Blue Jays. Dell's getting one back in the second. The pitch to Marty Koenig. 4 yards later, he puts the Chiefs on the board, but Cambridge, they are perfection like that sunset tonight, 49-19, the final. Battle of two unbeatens as well here. Pecatonica Argyle taking on Blackhawk. First quarter action here. Blackhawk with the ball. Kyle Lovelaces with the 6-yard strike to Reese Shelton for the score. 2-point conversion is good, and the Warriors up 8-0. Second quarter here now. Colton Schraper in the shotgun with a man in motion. He finds Jaden Hendrickson right down the middle for the score, but the 2-point conversion fails. That would be the final score. Low-scoring one tonight there. Blackhawk 8, Peck Argyle 6. Some other scores tonight. Platteville beats Arcadia 28-8. Black River Falls shuts out Richland Center 48-zip. Same goes for Lakeside Lutheran against Watoma. Mauston beats New Glarus Monticello 35-10, and Viroqua with a big win over Dodgeville 26-6. And some other scores. Lodi, the reigning state champs, moved to 4-0 with a 52-0 win over Westfield. Mineral Point shuts out Darlington 42-0. Same goes Fenimore Fenimore with a 27-0 win over Cuba City. Iowa Grant beats Southwestern in a close one, 22-13, and Lake Mills also winning big tonight. Still ahead, the Badgers volleyball team getting tested on the road. Highlights next in sports.
News
Well, the Wisconsin volleyball team cruising through the first few games of the season, only giving up a total of 3 sets in 4 games. Now, the second-ranked Badgers volleyball squad visiting 15th-ranked Baylor tonight. The first of 4 away games for Kelly Sheffield and his team before coming back to the field house. First set action here, set point 4, Wisconsin, Baylor serving. And then later, Molly Haggerty. She would get the point and the set, but it was all Bears after that. The Badgers lose 3 sets to 1. It's Wisconsin's first loss of the season. They'll face North Texas in Denton on Sunday. Well, early kickoff for the Badgers tomorrow, 11 a.m., hosting New Mexico at Camp Randall. And yesterday, head coach Paul Chryst said Xander Neville and Isaiah Loudermilk will be back from their respective injuries. But how much playing time will they actually get to see on the field? Well, there's no snap count or anything, according to Coach Chryst. But it's more of a let's see how it goes situation. Stay tuned for that. Brewers seem to be back on track-ish, winning their last 5 series after an otherwise tough 3-series road trip. The Brew Crew back home tonight hosting the Giants. Now there's 21 games left in the regular season, 12 of those played at Miller Park. Ryan Braun earning his keep tonight with a 2-run homer off of Derek Holland in the first inning. 2-0, but the Giants coming back to even it out. But in the 7th here, Jesus Aguilar, he would get that one to drop in no man's land. 4-2 lead here. That would be the final score, 4-2. As if we needed more bulletin board material for Sunday night's home opener between the Bears and Packers, Aaron Rodgers saying yesterday during halftime of the Falcons-Eagles game that the Green Bay Packers, they're America's team. Usually a nickname saved for the Dallas Cowboys. Anyways, the defense definitely ready to prove that they're America's defense, with a lot of attention on Khalil Mack and how he moved to Chicago this week. Clay Matthews, he is ready to set the tone for his defense. Kickoff, 7:20 Sunday night. We'll be right back.
And Dave's here with the final check of your forecast.
We get that dry weather to last with us at least through this weekend and into much of next week. But before we get there, temperatures will dip into the low 50s. We'll be off and running through the 60s, and I think we'll hit highs in the low 70s. Kind of like today, where we'll see the clouds, but also some peaks of sunshine. And then next week, a lot of sunshine comes our way. Temperatures heading into the 80s by midweek.
And with the 11 a.m. kickoff tomorrow, it's almost like a fall-like
It's so
Saturday,
fall.
right?
It's basically fall.
Temps in the
not like quite yet, but it feels very football weather.
Yeah, a couple more weeks and we'll have the snow on the ground.
Okay, we didn't go that far yet.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Do something good.